Hey guys, it's pretty late, almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I was just gonna give you a quick show of how I edit my normal images. So I'm gonna press Ctrl J to create a new layer. Zoom in on his nose. He just had a sunburn, so he has a little bit of flakes of skin, so I'm just gonna use the patch tool to remove those. Try not to remove his cute little freckles as well. I generally don't do any skin retouching to children. For one, they don't need it. And then for two, it's kind of nice to remember them how they were. So there's these little flakes of skin gone. And then also down here, he had just gotten out of the shower. So I don't really like his bare leg right here. So what I usually do in this case, I'll make some kind of selection, Ctrl J to put it on a new layer, Ctrl T to move that layer around. You can lower the opacity to see where you're kind of sticking it at. Just move it around so it doesn't look too uniform, like a pattern. Add a layer mask, Control I to invert that layer mask. Again, like in my other tutorial, I always have my brush on 50% with hardness of 0. So obviously I'm going to switch to white right now. And I'm just going to kind of paint back in the blanket selection I had put there. This is generally easier than cloning. I'll fix that in just a second. So for the little dings, I know they come up as pretty loud. And those clicks are me pushing the bracket bars to increase and decrease the size of my brush. Let's zoom out a little bit. I'm going to stamp these two layers together so that I can use my patch tool again. Get it as close to the skin as possible so it doesn't create any wonky things. I think that'll work. Just blending it in. Another way to blend things I like to do, grab your stamp tool, 50%, Alt click, yes, Alt click, where's my Alt click? There we go. It kind of blends it in a bit more. My boys love their blankets. Hardly ever go anywhere without them. Kind of lower the opacity a little bit. There, now his leg's covered up. So I'm going to stamp that, because I don't need that anymore, now that he doesn't look completely nude. For eyes, their eyes are always pretty well lit, but I like to bring out a little pop anyway. So I'll grab the dodge tool, I always give it about 15%. Just go over a little bit with the eyes. A little bit over here. And I grab the burn tool. also at 15%. And trace along the outsides, just to give it that little bit of contrast. This vivid eyes action down here, I was kind of lazy, so I got that one from Paint the Moon Photo Actions. Sometimes it's easier to grab freebie actions than it is to make your own. Yes, I'm a little lazy. I'm going to press X here, take it off the catch lights right there. X again, add some of the color over here. X, take it off the catch light. Zoom out. If you hold down Shift, it'll select both of these layers. I like to bring this down quite a lot. So there, now it's just a little bit of a pop. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. And then my base actions like I showed in my last video. So here's the base. Let's play it real quick. Looking a little bright, so let's lower that down. If it has really overexposed areas like this, I hate white blown out areas. So I'll grab the darkness and I'll go in and get rid of those blowouts. Also a little bit over here. I could probably lower this down a little bit. And check on the top. I like the shadows in this face, I'll leave those in. So now here is where we at. I'll stamp all that together. Grab my other edition right here. I really like warm images, partly because my boys have such red hair and pale skin. So it really brings it out. But for this, I'm going to mask off the oranginess of the skin and that warmth layer. Take it off of his hand. That's better. This fall colors also adds a bit of warmth. So I'm going to take that off. This film just gives a little bit of a haze around here, which is nice sometimes. So I'll bump that up a little bit. And I'm going to mask it off his face because I don't like it taking away from the clarity of the image. It also makes his face pop more while the background is less in the picture, I guess. A little bit less of the yellow. Sometimes I go a little too warm. And so that's what that did. I'm going to stamp that together. And I just Control Shift S. Ahead and edit. And while that's thinning, there we go. always save it as a 12. This web resize I also got from Paint the Moon. It was a free action because I'm lazy. So let's play that. And it just makes it nice and sharp for the web. And you can decrease, of course, the sharpen layer. So I'm going to Control-Shift-Save this because it saves on another layer. I always save them to my desktop so that I can upload it to Facebook and wherever else. If I want to upload this to Flickr or some other site, I use my little copyright action or my little watermark. Control T to transform. Just take it somewhere. That works. Sometimes I lower the opacity if I feel it a bit distracting. Control-Shift-S. Add the little copyright guy at the end of my file so I know. Save as JPEG. And save to the desktop. And there we go. And that is how I do my general edits. Just fix things and coloring. Thanks for watching.